It's a three clip TikTok video of this one girl, and it just I don't know. It's just really I got really interested in it. I got really interested in it because it it's really indicative of a lot of women right now. So let's check it out.
I'm 38 years old. I've never been married. I've never had children. I have three cats in my house. Only two of them are mine. Um, but it's another Christmas that is about to come and go where my relationship status is the same. And it's crazy because if you had asked me 10 years ago if I would be single at 38, I would have been like, absolutely not. And if I am, then just me now. you know? Here's one of my kitties. Look at this little baby girl. This is Willow. Say hi, Willow. And I have such a complicated relationship with this time of year. I really do. Because I have a complicated relationship with being single. There's a part of me that really values my life and my time to myself and my independence. And then there's a part of me that feels really embarrassed about admitting that I want to be in a relationship. And I think a big part of that is it makes me feel like maybe I'm being needy or I'm being clingy and all these like I don't know what it is, but
This is a thing where parasocial said, cats are great for single people. Here's the thing where I've always currently right now, I've thought about it. My family said, "Well, why don't you get a dog or a pet or something?" I thought about it that one, I wouldn't mind a pet, but I work all day. I work all day, and I don't think it's fair for a pet to just be alone all day in the house. Okay, so that's one thing. Two is that I don't know. Part of where I'm saying like I want to save money and you know spend my money wisely and invest and save and all that shit. Right now, a pet is like a drain on my pockets. But I mean, of course, the companionship is nice. But you know, my focus is more on my money. And I don't know. I just sometimes I feel like I might I feel like I will get what would I say? What would I say? Maybe would I say I'd be too used to it? Like I would use it as like a handicap or where I get too comfortable, maybe too comfortable.
it's it's almost embarrassing. It is I feel embarrassed to be 38 and single and never married. I also think a part of me feels forgotten by God or the universe because I feel like I've done so much internal work on myself, and yet I feel like I can't seem to attract my person into my life. And even saying all of this out loud feels really cringy, which is why I'm making myself say it out loud and admit it.
Definitely. Pets and my collectibles, that is one thing. That's why another reason why I don't jump for joy for a pet.
Because I know I am sure that there's other people that feel the same way. But it makes me it I have a really hard time not wondering what is wrong with me. And I have to stop myself from going down that spiral because it can get very dark when I start to think of the reality is at my age I may never have children at this point, and that makes me really sad. And there is a reality in which I don't ever find somebody, and that makes me really sad. And so the tension this year for me is allowing myself to have those wants, but then also allowing myself to embrace that maybe I am enough for myself. So I guess I'm just sharing this for other people out there who may be single and having the same thoughts and feelings this holiday season. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
This is a thing where this is the thing where a gigantic parasite. Here's the thing where I don't think women have done work on themselves. because they are still living in their delusion. She say attract the one for her. This is a thing where women will consistently have the problem where they want the men that they want to want them. They want those men to want them for commitment, be faithful to them long term. It's ridiculous. It really is. Because a lot of women, they pick wrong. They pick wrong consistently, constantly. And it's like, it's not like at 38 she's never had chances. She has. She doesn't want those chances.
So I did not expect that many people to see my video. I almost didn't post it because I was so embarrassed. I just have a lot of shame and embarrassment about.
I also want to say that, in my honest opinion, people with mindset where I'm fine with being, or I'm happy being alone, or all that shit is like, you have a mindset where you're not fit, you're not right to be with a partner. I don't think so.
Being my age and being single and being like never married, not having kids, and I feel a lot of shame for wanting those things. Like there's a part of me that feels like it would be easier to pretend I don't want those things because then maybe it won't hurt as bad. Um, so there are a lot of comments, and I've tried reading through most of them. But this one in particular struck me because I know this person's right. There's definitely childhood things that I experienced that probably led me to being where I'm at. And the truth is, I haven't honestly seriously started dating until probably 2 years ago, which is crazy. And there's a variety of reasons for that. Number one was I was raised very religious, and um, there was always so much like shame around sexuality and relationships. And I honestly was just.
Um, Sexuality, probably. Relationships, no, because in religion, you date to marry. It's a shame. The shame is that you date just to have fun. Yeah, there's shame in that. Because guess what that puts you. You're 38 and single. It's like, why not? See, this is the thing where it would have been more logical if in your earlier years you date to marry. Maybe you wouldn't still be single at 38 and complaining online about it.
Really terrified of guys, mostly because I was raised in purity culture, and purity culture, if you're not familiar with it, is basically within the church system of making you believe like you should only have sex once you're married, and men only want one thing, and that's sex. And basically, it's your job as a woman to make sure they stay pure, so you need to stay pure. So it created this like belief internally for me that men are dangerous, that they can't control themselves, and that men are dangerous. And so I definitely sabotaged potential relationships because I just had this fear.
That's not what. It's like you're raised in purity culture. That's not what they teach you. They don't teach you men are dangerous. Yeah, men may want to have sex, but I think men in that uh same teachings are not like that.
And like distrust of them. I also had fear and distrust of myself. I have struggled with feeling like I'm lovable, and I've struggled with feeling like somebody would ever want to be with me. And I've struggled with feeling like if somebody picked me, they would be settling. And it's one of those things where when you say it out loud, it's a very normal response for people to say, but that's not true. And while I can maybe logically know that's not true, what matters is in here. And that's been a very hard thing for me to detangle over the last few years of my life, is just believing that somebody could want to be with me and that they would be lucky if they were with me. So I don't even know why I'm sharing this video now, because now here I am crying. But it's Christmas Eve. I'm single. I'm 38, and I'm crying on the internet. But thank you guys for the comments, and it helps to know that you're not alone. And it's funny because I read comments, or I know other people that are in similar situations, and I can look at them objectively and know that there's not anything wrong with them. And sometimes it's hard to give yourself that same grace. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, or Happy
You know, this is a thing where it shows you that she's. I don't know. I don't know why she has trauma. I don't know why, but fine. But this is a thing where if you surface level, you may think, oh, feel sympathy for her, but it's like I don't. And why don't I? Why don't I? Is that here's the thing where women have options, and not just a small amount. They have actually a large amount of options. It's just that they choose to ignore them. They choose to reject them. So really, it's like here's the thing where this is what I think about. Okay, as a man, if I had every day of my life, I go out that door, there is dozens of women that want me, that are hollering for me, that would take me out on a date, that wants to get to know me. I mean, yes, plenty of maybe shitty, shitty partners, shitty, uh, potential partners out there. Yes, but I have to pick a litter. This is a thing where I think it's rare, in personal opinion, that women are only attracting shitty men. I think that's rare. What I think is that women attract a spectrum of men: the good, the bad, the ugly. Right? They're attracting the spectrum of men: the tall ones, the short ones, the nice guys, the bad guys, the rich guys, the poor guys. A spectrum of them. But when you have so much options and yet you can't pick one, it's like you are to blame. You have a lot of options. Here's for men. For men, you may get one option, and if you can't pick it, well, you only had one. You only had one. So really, it's like I feel sympathy for that because you didn't have nothing else. You had nothing else to choose from, just one. While women, they have hundreds, dozens, if only dozens. They have plenty of options. So that's why it's hard for me to feel bad when you have the pick of the litter. And like I said, I don't believe that women only have options for the bad men. No. I don't believe that women only have options for the broke men. I don't believe that. So, but it's just that women consistently reject, and then pick the shitty men, and then surprise the shitty men didn't turn out right.
Well, I'm going to be turning 39 a week from tomorrow, and I am still single. And that makes me sad. You know, my own cats are running from me. If you had told 25-year-old Rihanna that on her 39th birthday she would still be unmarried with no children, I would have laughed in your face or been so angry in disbelief because that is not what I envisioned for my life. In my early 20s, I was never that girl that wanted to get married right away and have a young family. I wanted to be able to experience life. But probably around 20.
This is the thing where she just said it. Here's the thing. This is the problem with a lot of women. Why, again, I have no sympathy for them. Why do I not have sympathy for them? Only women think that they can control all aspects of their life. Women think that, okay, I can do this, and it will turn out that. I will live out my 20s. Have fun, right? Live out my 20s. Live out my 20s how I want it. Have fun. Travel, date, have sex with a bunch of men. Focus on my career. And then, you know what? Men will be there in my late 30s, right? Men will be there. The men that I want will be there wanting me to marry me in my 30s, in my later years. And then surprised that, you know what? Wow, men aren't waiting for me. Men don't want me now after I wasted my youth. This is the thing where why do you think they say nice guys finish last? Because here's the thing. Shit like this is why nice guys finish last. Women want to live up their youth, give their bodies, give their youth to the shitty men, to whatever, okay? Either give their bodies, their youth to their careers, give their bodies, their youth to the shitty men, the men that just want to use them, the men that are hot men, the tall men, right? That these women just want to have fun with. And then when you are used up, you're older, you are more bitter, you are worse to deal with, you have more attitude, more expectations. Now you want to settle down with the nice guy or the good guy. He's getting you at your end. Right? He's getting it like after you it's like he's not getting you at your prime. Now you're ready for him. That's why that's part of the idea that nice guys finish last. You get it. You get women at their end, at the finish. You get women at the end of their prime. Yeah, that's magical. That's great. That's what men want. And it's like I think it's so idiotic that women think that they can put everything as a priority, and then everything else, right? Not besides men as a priority, and then now that they are older, now they can put men as a priority, and then men should be just there. Men should be there for them.
526 is when I was like, I do want to be married. And it has just never happened for me for whatever reason. And I have spent years wondering what is wrong with me. Is there something about me? Am I just not?
It's your mindset. Here's the thing where, again, when you put men last on your list, guess what? Men will do the same. And then now that you are putting men first, that don't mean that men will do the same to you. It just doesn't happen like that. You don't pick and choose how you want the world to shape to your own will. You don't. And this is the problem where what are men getting? You're not giving men your prime. But I guarantee you women want men at their financial prime.
I'm supposed to ever be with someone, and the reality is I don't know if I will ever find my person, and I hope that I do, and I want to have children, but at what point do you let that dream go? And I know that like there's still time. 39, you can still have children, there's still time to accomplish all of those things, but
You know, that's the I think that's the danger too. Thinking that there's time. Yes, of course. Women can have kids later into the years. Fine. But the problem was that is that it's stupid. Because you only make things harder for you. Yes, you can have kids 40, 45, maybe even 50. That is unhealthy for you and your baby. It is unhealthy because your body, which incubates the baby, is not at its optimal prime for it. So now you are putting your life, your child's life in danger. You are potentially also putting your child's future in danger where you can potentially produce unhealthy kids. This is a thing where the world isn't fair. Life isn't fair. Yes, as men age, yeah, they're not like at their reproductive prime. I agree. But here's the difference. It is an unfair world. Men at an older age, they can impregnate younger women or more healthier reproductive women. That's the thing. They have a more healthier body to produce a healthier child. The sad thing is, even a young man impregnating an older woman, that doesn't accomplish the same thing. Although his productive prime is high, hers is still low. And sadly, she is the incubator of it. She is what carries the child. So really, no matter how healthy he is, it don't equal the same. It's not going to produce the same results.
It does make me sad to be going into.
Oh, the real McCoy, what's up, my brother? Sad. I'm. This is the. This is. This is towards the end of the stream, so sorry, my bro.
To another year of my life without anyone. Sometimes I think being a single woman, it feels like you can't win because no matter what you say, people are always going to be challenging whatever you're feeling. If I say that I'm sad about not being married, people will say you just need to be living your best life. And there's a lot of married people who are unhappy and would do anything to be in your position. If I say that I'm happy and content with my life, there's the other group of people that say your life is meaningless and you will never know fulfillment. And this is what feminism does. And it's really hard for two things to be true at the same time.
I think that's stupid. I think human beings, in general, I'm not saying all human beings, but as a society, as a human race, we are meant to reproduce. We are meant to mate. We are meant to get together, have families. I honestly, here's the thing where I'm not here saying I'm happy single. No, I'm not. I'm content. It is what it is. I'm not saying I'm happy. I would love to have a family and kids. I would love to have a great woman by my side and have kids by my side. But I don't, so I'm content. It is what it is. Happy? No. Because I don't think human beings are meant to do that. I don't believe it. Not in general. Yeah, there's the select few. Yeah. You can, men that goes their own ways, women that stays childless for the rest of their life. Okay. But in general, as a whole, I don't think we're meant for that. So I think it's ridiculous that, oh, celebrate your single self. Oh, be happy single. No. Be content because that's just how your life is. Don't be depressed and sad about it, but happy. I think there's nothing more fulfilling than having a loving mate that you love and loves you and having kids. I don't think so.
Where I do have things in my life that I enjoy, while I also would love to be in partnership with somebody. So I guess I'm just sharing this because I know I'm not the only single, almost 39-year-old person to have ever existed. I'm not the first and I won't be the last. There's a lot of people that are in my position, but sometimes it can be really hard to exist in this space where you can be really grateful and content in a lot of areas, but also have a longing for something that you don't yet have. And it takes a lot of character to walk through that.
Yeah, the cheesy background piano. God. It's like, seriously. This is a thing where I'm reading up, okay? This shit is gonna happen more and more. More and more women will be suffering from or be in the situation of being single and childless well into their later years. It is what it is. One thing I do want to support men is that be sure the world is your oyster. Don't just go for the women that honestly are deluded in their values. Travel, travel the world, travel the world. Don't lower your own value, right? When women don't lower theirs. So I'm definitely big on you know, passport bros or just, exploring the world. And yes, the sad thing with you know, these cat ladies.
That's why you would buy a dog and die alone.
Buy a cat, die alone. So, what do you guys think?